I'd like to say thank you to all the streets out there, especially the sidewalks, for keeping me off the streets. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Popular Properties Podcast number 9, is it?
10, dude.
10?
It's 10 now. We hit double digits.
Number 10. We love this.
Yeah.
P10. I love that.
Dude, I need to get a soundboard. I want to get a soundboard.
That'd be great.
It's a tax deduction.
We should think about that. Get a toe board. You
Right,
get hit with your toes. You get hit with your toes.
Oh, yeah, like the guitar players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Pretty dope.
Yeah. But yeah, welcome to Popular Properties Podcast number 110.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're excited to come and talk to you. And we have some exciting news and some stuff to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, let's
let's dive in.
Let's just jump right in. We want to talk about the NAR lawsuit. And then,
NAR
of course,
lawsuit.
We'll give you guys market updates and whatnot afterwards, and maybe some
It's
some
freaking
news
people
around the
out,
city.
yo. It's freaking people out.
But yeah, that
it's a
NAR
freak
lawsuit.
show.
Yeah.
It's a freak.
sucks, dude.
It's freaking
Yeah.
people out. Let me tell you, just briefly, you got a bunch of sellers, not from anywhere around here, anywhere, but some sellers that said that they weren't aware that they were participating in the broker commission in regards to the buyer broker, because of the fact that the National Association Realtor was requiring listing agents to put a buyer broker's commission in the MLS system. It was restricting people to not allowing them to do it without a buyer broker, basically, in a nutshell. So there's been a lot of stuff going on, and the lawsuit is still going on. And I think this trial is still going on
I
because
thought they settled.
well, National Association Realtor settled, and some of the companies that were named in the lawsuit, but Berkshire Hathaway was also named, and they did not settle. And they're still going ahead with the trial with Berkshire Hathaway. He's taking it all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who owns Berkshire Hathaway?
Who's that?
The famous investor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Berkshire Hathaway.
Mr. Berkshire Hathaway. So yeah, they're going all the way on that one. So, but basically, the National Association of Realtors has decided, is it June or July? July, that they will no longer post any commissions for buyer brokers. They've gone just totally, this board, the National Association Realtor board, they were so far left. Now they're still going so far right. It's so funny. Like, they're like, you have to put it in. You can't list without it. And now they're like, oh, we don't want to know about it. It's like, it's like, which is it? Couldn't they just let it be open? It would have been better in the beginning, and they just let people put it in or don't put it in. Like, why do you have to restrict people? And now they're restricting you, telling you can't put it in. They're going to fine you if you do. So it's like, oh my God, you're just so the other way.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the idea, right? Because there's a lot of shitty agents that would maybe steer their client to a home that, like, they would get paid more. But, dude, the clients, you can't convince a client to fucking, like, buy a place, you know?
But now they're saying 0, or somebody that will participate and pay you some commission. So are you going to bring your clients to 0, or are you going to bring your clients to where you're going to make a commission?
Oh, yeah. No, now you have to actually call and see, hey, what is it that you're paying the buyer's agent?
And it's going to be who knows what, right? So it's going to be the Wild West. So if you know a certain amount of listings out there that you can get a commission, you're going to work those listings per se, because you don't want to work for free, right?
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't deal with other listings that you're not working with, right? So a certain amount of owners, sellers will want to work with buyer brokers.
Well, that's going to be the test, right, Eric? Because, like, those buyers are still going to have access. So, like, like working with renters, right? Like I tell the agents all the time, when you're working with a renter, you can't necessarily expect loyalty because they're going to see properties that you don't have the right to actually show. The listing agent has an exclusive agreement and they're not co-broking. Like, if they implemented that into the sales side of real estate, right? What happens when the buyer still sees that, right? And then they're like,
You're restricting
they're not-
access though
yeah,
to certain people.
the buyer isn't going to say, "Hey, I'm not going to go check out that property because I like my agent that much."
I mean, there are there are brokers that are going to know more information than than normal buying customers. So there's definitely an advantage when you go to you go to a travel agency, and they know about the resort more, so they're going to help you in that way.
Yeah.
So it's similar in that sense that they're going to be able to help you in the sense of that. But yeah, people could go direct to sellers per se. I think it's going to be a mixture of both. It's going to be everything. That's why I said the Wild West. It's just going to be everything.
It is, dude. You're legit going to have to like call and ask.
It's going to make it so much harder for buyers to get access to properties, though, because there's only going to be certain ones. Some people are not going to want to put it on MLS, and they're just going to keep it themselves, and they're just going to run ads on Craigslist
Pocket
and other
listings,
places.
dude. The rise of
listings.
pocket listings are coming back, man.
And there's a number of brokers that have been working that type of business, and they don't really like putting their properties out. They don't like to co-broke. There's a certain amount of brokers that do business year after year, and they do very little co-broking.
Yeah.
And they just don't go to MLS. And there's actually another MLS out there called Link that people don't even realize that's out there. That's
Spread
in
the
Boston.
news, let them know.
Yeah, it's called Link, and it's down the Cape, and it's down here and in Boston, and it's a alternative to the MLS, and just a small little local MLS. And I haven't heard from them how they're steering in that, if they're going to allow people to put postings in there, but I'm sure there'll be different groups and clubs of agents that want to start sharing commissions together to be able to do more business, because most certainly the sharing of the commissions helped with the market all these years grow and be productive, and made a nice way for people that got listings to be able to sell them quickly, because they were co-broking majority of their listings, going out and getting more listings, doing more co-brokes, i.e. selling a lot more property that way. Now you're going to see a lot of brokers having a few listings a year and doing it where they're making 3-4% and not co-broking at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that the co-broking is going to really disappear, right? I imagine it's still going to be in place. But maybe there are a few properties that say, we're only going to pay 1% to the buyer's agent now.
Yeah.
We're not paying anything at all. Now that's the scary part, is like when they're not paying anything at all. How are those listings going to do? Right? Like, we don't know.
Well,
we don't, because it's going to be, obviously it's always going to be easier in your life to work with an agent, especially in like you were saying earlier, like the biggest purchase of your life is the first one, is your first house.
Right.
Right. And to do that without guidance is insane. But like, there are going to be listings that say, if you're going to bring your buyer's agent, you got to pay for it yourself. And I don't think a lot of people are going to say, okay, unless they can work that in. I mean, a good agent might be able to negotiate that into the
deal.
Listen, structure it in, but
the American,
dude, like you said, it's going to be the Wild West.
Yeah, American public will adapt. There'll be a certain amount of people that are going to be smart, and they're going to use agents that are good agents and that can help them through the process. And if it costs them 1 or 2% to pay that agent, it's going to be worth it for them to do that, because this is the most thing they're doing in their life. And good agent's going to negotiate probably that deal 5 or 10% down for you anyway. So you're going to get the savings on that deal anyways, or he's going to find something to work with you, and you're going to end up getting a savings out of him. So the 1 or 2% you end up paying that agent, I think would be well worth it. And at the end of the day, you're going to get more savings than you're going to be paying. But in either case, there's a number of people that may try to do it on their own. They just think that they'll do it, and they'll be so happy that they save money, but they probably got ripped off by the seller by 10 or 15%.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to feel that they saved 1 or 2%, but it cost them 15% because they just had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
Or they bought a house with asbestos in the basement that's wrapped, and they didn't realize it, or it's full of lead paint. and they have all these issues, or the boiler's horrible and it's going to cost them $30,000 to fix it.
Yeah.
And they could have had these things negotiated, or at least he would have found them out. Or just there's so many different ways a broker can help you that they're going to lose out on. Now, my philosophy is that, I feel like this could really, if it goes a certain way, that there are no buyer brokers in the future out there, and it's just sellers, agents, and you have to, just work as a buyer directly with a seller's agent. You're going to be basically taken to the cleaners all day long, because the seller agent has a fiduciary contract to basically take you to the cleaners. Okay.
It ain't to help you out.
His sole job. In fact, it's written in the contract for his best interest. It literally says, so if he wants $1 million, you get him $1 million. You know what I mean? And if you have to do what you have to do to get that $1 million, short of, fraud, you're supposed to promote that house and do whatever is his best interest, for the seller. And
negotiate
if
with
it's in the
people
best
to
interest,
get that price.
if it's in the best interest to have 5 or 6 offers on the property and have them literally fight against each other like it's some sort of gladiator competition for this house, then that's what the agent will do to get them to the highest price. So who wins? The seller. And who loses? The buyer. And to put a buyer in a situation where they don't do a home inspection, or have no financing clause, or have a large down payment.
2021 all over again.
To have a large down payment that may be non-refundable. All of those things of what the listing agent is going to ask the seller
waiving
to
mortgage contingencies.
He's not going to give a
the
hoot.
Waiving of mortgage contingencies.
All of those things, because he's working, and if you're a customer or you're the buyer and you lose $40,000 or $50,000 because you can't get the mortgage, and you have a non-refundable large down payment because that's what you had to do to beat the other buyers out, he doesn't care. He's just going to go out and sell it to another buyer, and the seller's going to end up with your down payment. So, good luck, general U.S. public, making that happen without having a buyer broker in your corner. Good luck with that.
Just pay for one. No, like I said, man. I
you
don't think it's going
your tax
away.
returns without an accountant in most cases. It's very basic. Maybe you go to H&R Block, but in most cases, people go to a tax professional. When you go get divorced, okay, you don't go to YouTube to do your divorce, okay? You hire a divorce attorney to deal with the other divorce attorney to deal with your divorce. Most people do. I mean, some people, I guess, they do it other ways, but it's just like that. When you buy a house, it's that serious. It's as serious as anything else.
It's not like buying a car, man.
No, it's not a short-term thing, and there are serious consequences that could cost you thousands of dollars that you need to think about and work with somebody. Now, the market we were talking about earlier, we feel it's going to stay pretty strong because of the inventory levels and the way interest rates have been going. But most certainly, the people that have been feeding this market the last 10 years have been the buyer brokers.
Yeah.
And the money that's been generated and the amount of business that's been generated through the Zillow lead system and the Realtor.com lead system and some of those other lead systems that will probably go away because of this, that's going to change the course of a lot of things. Obviously, boohoo Zillow, boohoo Realtor.com, but those people that were doing business in that format, okay, where they took leads and took them out on showings, is no longer be out there.
I mean,
it's a different business model is what I'm getting at.
I think there'll be a lot of discount brokers.
Discount brokers
who say like
the 99 store.
I'll set up your appointment for you.
The broker 99.
Yeah, I'll set up your appointments for you and I'll fill out your offers. I won't go see any of the properties, but I'll do that flat fee.
That's more like a clerical person.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's likely that like Zillow puts in something like that right now, right? Like, for example, they have that showing times, like
maybe
integration that they did where they just book appointments.
But you really could just get that on what's that? It's not legal sites you can make offers on and do stuff like that on.
Yeah, Rocket Lawyer
and stuff like that. So for short money, you could do that as well. Well, we have some great news to talk about. Let's talk about some of this. Enough about that NAR stuff.
Wait, we're done talking about NAR?
Yeah, let's talk about something more exciting.
You don't want to talk about panicking agents?
No.
Who survives? We talked about the carpet crash.
All right, we can talk about who survives.
what about the
today.
good?
Let's talk about the good. The good part about
The good
this.
part about this is listing agents are going to make more money.
Yeah, listing agents are going to make a
We're going to
shitload
make
of
a
money.
killing, yo.
You're going to get a listing. You're going to market the listing. You're going to have your own buyer who's going to come to you directly.
Yeah.
And you're going to write up an offer form. And you're going to say, I don't represent you. I represent the seller. Sign this piece of paper and say, I acknowledge that. And he will. And you not have him acknowledge it. But you still write up the offer. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Because you want to make the offer happen. And you present it to the seller and you get accepted. And you move on. And you're gonna go get a lot more listings. Who's gonna do well in this market? Agents like us who've been in this industry a number of years and know what we're doing.
Already working with sellers. Yeah.
Already know how to talk to sellers, know how to work with sellers, know how to market property.
New agents are going to struggle,
New agents
dude.
there's gonna be very few new agents in the industry.
Well,
They're gonna
you know,
be-
if they go to a place that properly trains them how to get
that's true.
listings.
That's true. Which we do.
Wink,
at
wink,
over
dude.
popular
Did I do that?
properties.
I think I did that terrible.
Uh-huh.
Wink, wink. It's us.
Speaking about new things, we have a new office.
Yeah. Rosendale.
Woo woo! And what I understand is Rosendale has been featured most recently in a bunch of places about being an up and comer in
Well, it is.
Massachusetts.
It's an
Yeah.
amazing place, man.
Yeah.
It used to be called the Garden suburb of Boston.
What?
Yeah. You know, we did a little video, Rosendale Spotlight.
We did.
And I don't know if it comes out before this or after this.
But look for it. It's
But
pretty
look
bomb.
for it. It's either coming out or it's already out. So
We highlight some really good places. We're at the
Subscribe.
library. We're at the Adams Park.
we should have went into the library and see
Yeah.
if we could have went in there.
Well, we should just do one on that one. I like the library.
I'd like to go into a place and actually spotlight a
we could maybe
Hey,
we
thing.
could interview the librarian or something about different programs they have there. And
I think we
Reading
should
programs and stuff.
do a video for a local store or shop.
great, we can help them. Yeah, promote them.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Well,
And you know what?
I think we should do the cafe. Let's ask them if we can
Gourmet
do that.
coffee.
That'd be great.
We can get a bucket of coffee, dude.
Let's get a bucket of coffee. We went to this
I was
place
so
today.
sad we couldn't get one.
That's a bucket of coffee. They were closed, but have to say that I love our new office. We're in Rosendale. It's really centrally located for us.
Mhm.
We do a lot of business in and around that area. The community is just fantastic. The
Yeah.
homes are just beautiful. A lot of painted ladies, a lot of Victorian homes,
Mhm.
a lot of two families, single families mixed together.
It's such an eclectic neighborhood in terms of real estate styles.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It
You
really
get
is.
the brick next to the wood clapboard, next to the siding, next to a brand new, almost contemporary looking one. It's really neat
Mhm.
the way they mix it together.
Yeah, we're excited to service it, man.
Yeah.
We're excited to do it. We're gonna go check out the flea market. Do
Flea
a quick,
market's-
we're gonna do
yes.
just a short little video
The flea market's coming
about
up
different things you can find there.
in this park. It's Adams Park, which is really like in the center. It's like the square of the Rosendale area, and they just use it. They have flea markets there. They have a fresh farmers market on
Mhm.
Thursdays there, and it's just active. They have I know they have a summer shopping market there, and sorry, in the winter, and in the summer they do a whole bunch of activities there for the
Yeah.
kids.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's
pretty dope.
great.
Oh, we also got a meeting with Rosendale Main Street,
Excellent.
Rosendale Village Main Street
Yeah, 'cause
on
we're
Thursday.
getting involved. I like it.
Yes. Get involved with the communities.
Yes.
To all the agents out there watching, it's
Let's
important.
go.
If you truly
up.
want to make a presence in your community,
Yeah, you want to
Get
get a
involved with it.
listing. Let people see you clean up some trash on the street. No better way to get a listing.
legit.
Yeah, straight up.
Legit.
Or, help the community out in some way. Read to the kids at the library or something. But volunteer, and it's a great way for you to meet people on a different level and to help the community. And then when people need you and need your services, they're going to come look for you because they're going to remember that you were there for the community.
Yeah.
So that it works in a lot of ways.
Yeah. It really does, man. I mean, giving back, you get what you give.
Yes.
So give back. It's important.
Yes.
It really is. I'd really like to chat about goals one day.
Goals.
I don't know if
Achievements.
today is the day. What
Today.
time are we on?
Oop.
We're at
Yeah.
22.
I think we'll do goals as a topic next time. How agents can bang out goals.
Dude, how everybody could.
Yeah.
I mean, goals is just.
Well,
I was talking with one of our agents today about it. And
Yeah.
It's like I gave him some books that changed my life. And one of them covers goals deeply. where it's one of the analogies in it says that, a person without a goal is like a ship without a crew.
Absolutely.
And if you were to put that ship out into sea, right, into the sea that is life, it's going to eventually get to a shore. But if it doesn't have that crew, more than likely that shore is going to be some desolate, barren beach that it just got washed upon because it hit a storm. But if you put a crew on there and set its goal and tell it this is where you need to go, 999 times out of 1,000, it's going to get to that destination.
Right.
So like that's the same with a person.
Yeah.
Right. And if you haven't said like this is what I'm
gonna do.
Goals are
amazing. You can set some basic goals. For instance, you can set a goal to make your bed first thing in the morning. Now I know it sounds simple, but if you freaking make your bed every day when you first wake up, you've now achieved your first goal of the day.
Yeah.
And you can literally move through the day. And then when you come back later, your bed's made, your room is nice. It's a different feeling than you come in and your bed's unmade.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that little thing, just making your bed, achieving that small little goal. Now, one of the things I know you do a lot, which is really good for goals, is you set goals. You set your schedule sometimes a week ahead, a few days ahead. You're rechecking your
Every
schedule.
Sunday, yo.
So every time you're doing that, you're actually, realistically for me, I see that you're resetting your goals.
Yeah. Well, I confirmed them with the setting of the schedule, right? So
But
like
you're constantly doing a refresh, which is like basically achieving the goals in themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's so different really when like you wake up in the morning and you say to yourself like, what am I going to do today to get closer to that goal
Absolutely.
right? Like when you have that thing that you really told yourself, this is what I want by the end of this year, and you will wake up and the first thing you think about is, all right, so what are we doing to get that?
Yeah.
Have we gotten it yet? Because if you haven't, if you don't feel that way when you get up, then the goal that you set isn't motivating you enough. It isn't something that's important enough to you. So you got to set some goals that are really important to you.
No, huge. And, one of the things to do is to set your life up to do that. I
Mhm.
know that, one of the great, salespeople would tell you, take your sales team out once a month to a car dealership to show them really expensive cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To pump them up.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to see things that they want to achieve, things that they wish they could have, which is they're going to make their goals even higher, and they're going to dream about things. And sometimes achieving your goals is having a dream.
Yeah.
Right. And I know when I was going to college and I think about real estate, and I would like look at the MLS tax records and see who owned property. And I would say, wow, I got to get a hold of this guy. And I could only sell his property and work with his property. And years later, I ended up working with those owners, a lot of those owners, and I actually sold those properties. And then years later, I would say, I really wish I could own some property. And I went out and I bought some property and I started achieving those goals. And that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to think about them and dream about them to make them a reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it's far away, you have to think about them to make them a reality. And that's why when you set your goals, and it may be setting your schedule for the whole week, you're seeing what you're doing, you're now achieving because you're meeting your even if you're not 99% on your schedule, if you're a little off base here and there, you're still following the basic premise of your schedule. You're still achieving many things throughout the day. And that is just a wonderful thing because, in this world, a lot of it is self-motivation.
Yeah. Also, again, it's feeling a sense of accomplishment, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Setting those little small goals like hourly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm a little bit crazy, but like, my hourly breakdown
Get
for
up,
my schedule,
get a coffee.
right?
That's a goal.
We're independent contractors as real estate agents, right? So like no one makes our schedule. We have to make our own schedule.
Right.
So the way that I look at my schedule is like hourly, right? And I tell myself, okay, this is what I want to do on this hour. This is what I want to get done on this hour. And that all comes from like my task list, right? So like throughout the week, I say, oh snap, I have a good idea. I want to do this. I want to do Rosendale numbers. So I have this script that I want to write or something. I put it in my task list, and every Sunday I pull up that task list and I say, which one of these are the most important ones to do?
Right.
And then I start planning them. Hey, this hour I'm going to work on this task. And that's how I start crossing them out. And then obviously, for all of those typically lead to my big goals, the ones that I've set for the end of the quarter and for, the end of the year. But, I'm a freak. I have goals for when I'm 65.
Excellent. Well, hit those goals, kid.
I got goals for when I'm 60.
There's little Izzy. No, just kidding.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
All right,
But
excellent.
I'm sure I'll achieve them, and I'm sure that you guys will achieve your goals if you fucking set them.
Set your goals and achieve those goals.
Yeah, I think that's.
That was a good session
That was
today.
a decent little talk about goals. I don't know if we want to cover it any deeper than that
No,
in the
that-
next season.
I didn't realize we were going deep, but we did, and we did a good
we
job.
got a little
I
carried
like
away
it.
because it's
I
such
like
a such an important thing
It
to
is.
talk about. I get
is.
passionate when I speak about it. So
All right,
Yeah.
just briefly, I got two little housekeeping notes I'd like to talk about. We
housekeeping
have
notes or events?
event.
Okay, all
I
right,
wanted
nice.
We have to clean up the house and tell everyone what's happening. We have two amazing events coming up. One here in Boston.
Yes.
At the Jeannie Johnson at 144 South Street. That is the Jeannie Johnson at 144 South Street. We have an event. Tell us about that event.
That is going to be the investor seminar. We're going to be covering a multitude of things.
Who would go
regarding-
to such an event?
You know who would go? Investors or people who want to be investors.
who
I think
desire to
specifically people who need a little bit of a
Knowledge, information on how to be an
just
investor.
A quick master class on how to be an investor,
Master
what things
class
are
on
important,
how to be an investor here in Boston.
what DSRs are, what
the hell is DSR?
you know,
right?
debt service ratios.
Wow,
what
we
are
gotta go
those
over that.
things? What are capitalization rates? What are
Wow.
the difference between
What
those
is a
two
good deal and
things?
a bad deal?
Yeah, how do I know if the home I'm buying is a good deal?
All right, so
That's some stuff we're covering.
when is this event? When is
But
this
wait,
event?
there's more.
Oh, plus.
There's
wait,
also the tax
wait, there's more.
benefits.
Tax
There's
benefits.
also the responsibilities that you need to take on as an owner. There's also lending deals. You know,
Lots of stuff going
some
on.
options, some
Some
lending
options.
options that you'll learn
I
about.
love that.
So there's a lot going on. You guys should attend that.
Attend that.
There's
So
probably,
tell me when it is.
I think there's only like 10 seats left.
You better hurry.
Hopefully, I mean,
It was limited seating.
yeah, hopefully
You know,
there's
it's a
not
small
any seats
venue
left.
because it's a master class. It's a small venue. We're doing it at the Jeannie Johnson in our function room there, function room A. And
Function room A, dude, yeah.
it's huge at the Jeannie Johnson's. Don't worry. We'll get you in the special room. And the question I have for you is, when is it?
Oh, so that's going to be April 25th on a Thursday.
On a Thursday. And what
Yes.
time is it?
It's going to be at 5:30 p.m.
5:30.
Should end around 7, even though it might go on to
An hour and a
7:30.
half,
But, you know,
2-hour type of thing. We might have a drink with us. Maybe have some food. We're gonna have some
yeah, I'll be
food
drinking
there.
after.
Yeah.
It's Thursday night. Thursday.
Yeah. We'll have some food there for you guys. We can come on in
Yeah.
for the
Speaking
event.
of drinks, we should probably start drinking again on it.
We did. Next podcast, we're having a drink, especially about everything we've been talking about. with
I
that.
wanted to give Adam a drink today.
Oh man, I was thinking about bringing some Miller High Lifes. I had in my fridge over. but
You
I
know,
didn't.
the next podcast we do next month, we should actually have it
Let's
be a
have
group
beers.
one.
Let's have a beer.
Let's have beers and let's have it be a group one.
All right, let's get. Why
You
don't I
guys
bring?
vote. Let us know what you
How's
want.
this? Yes.
You want a group? You want us to bring some people onto this? Are you bored of us? That's
No,
rude.
not
That's
bored.
rude.
But we should have a special guest come in next week, and
We
let's
should.
let's have some beers next week. Maybe from a local brewery.
That'd be nice.
know?
Yeah.
Maybe all
Dorchester Brewery.
Dorchester Brewery would be perfect. We'll go there, get a 4-pack or something. We'll go on the air with some beers.
That'd be nice. Maybe we could do a little film right before, being like, "Hey, we're picking up beers for the podcast."
That's a great idea.
And then that'd be the
We're
opener.
doing that. We're doing that.
Nice. All right, guys.
All right, see you later,
Thank you.
alligator.
Like, subscribe.
Up here, over there,
do
down there.
stuff. Oh,
down
leave a
there.
comment and things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
down there. Leave a comment
Yeah. There's somewhere over there.
over there.
My name is Israel. That's Eric. Did we introduce ourselves today?
We are now.
I think we did.
Okay.
And if we didn't, you should know us because this is the 10th time we've done this.
Yes.
so,
Yes.
so watch the other ones.
Thank you very
know?
much for coming.
See you guys
Ciao,
in the next
bella.
one. Later, Gators.
Later.
All right.
That's a wrap.